Hey, it's David here from Freedom Founders. I believe that a big threat to anybody who has a livelihood for which they're creating security for their family, creating income and potentially wealth and retirement plans and legacy, a big threat is the amount of government intrusion, regulation, and required compliance in many industries. If you look around today, almost every job career today requires some level of certifications and licensing. Now, that in itself is not bad because I think there has to be levels of accomplishment and achievement before you can go to the world and say, hey, I'm good enough to do this. But that very licensing, which is mandated by government, industry, municipalities, local jurisdictions, has become more of a big brother. And it's become more of a controlling factor by government to say, you can do this, you can't do this, or you're qualified, or you can be here, or sometimes to control quotas. I mean, the government has a tremendous amount of power. And my point to you is not to scare you, but to make you have some concern and be proactive about the fact that I believe that assuming that you are in a industry, a job, profession, business that has some levels of compliance regulation within it already, it's going to be stepped up. If you're not in that position right now in a work job or industry or business where there is heavy regulation, bureaucratic compliance required, consider yourself fortunate, but realize it's coming. It's coming almost across the board. Government, unfortunately, wants to get their tentacles into the private sector more and more and more, and it's going to be coming harder and faster over the next few years. So what can you do? The key thing I always say is you've got to have multiple lines in the water, meaning you've got to have multiple lines of revenue, whether it's additional active revenue streams because you've got additional businesses, or you have participations in other businesses where you have an investment, or real estate, which is what we do in Freedom Founders. You've got to have alternate sources of income. If you're reliant on just one, you are extremely, extremely vulnerable. So bear that in mind. There's not a lot you can do to control this except in your mind, and that's to be prepared. And be prepared means having a plan B. Plan B is your key to the future. Remember, always stay focused on your freedom, and I'll see you next time.